it live tonight as we have took it all the way over to Wilksboro for the SWC Autism Awareness 160. As always, I've got the man who's got the spicy mouth, the words with the most, and you know what, Tony? Throwback. Here we are, Wilksboro.
Yep, it's gonna be a good one tonight. This track is kinda a little warm right now. These guys are definitely struggling, but the track should cool off, should make it more racy. Should be a fun one. Should be very spicy.
And it's probably going to be very slick. So we've been seeing cars, man. They have been just all over the place trying to overcome.
Yeah, it seems like the most people that are struggling are having issues getting off the corner. The car just is loose. You really driving with an eggshell underneath that throttle pedal, just trying to keep those rear tires gripped up and stuck to the track. The other place they're seeing issues is in the entry to the corner when people are getting on the brakes just way too hard, and then the car just snaps out sideways, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Well, in case anybody out there is wondering, SWC, that is the, I believe I'm going to call it right, it's the storm weather country.
Severe weather
Severe
country.
weather country. Severe storm, if it shows up, it's still bad. I ran into Reed Timmerman one time in Missouri, and well, it was pretty bad the next day, so I don't ever want to see him again. But
Yeah, my understanding is that they do tours, basically tornado chasing tours. Definitely something that I would be interested in doing, but yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
well, you know what? He's out there on the track right now. Let's see if we can drag him up here in Discord and let him tell a little bit about what they do. And, you know, he is, of course, behind sponsoring the race and see how this is may kind of touch him personally. Hey, John, Jeremy and Tony up here in the booth, man. How are you feeling out there tonight?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
You're looking pretty good out there, man. But he's coming into the pits. He's like, nope, I gotta talk now.
Yeah, exactly. Getting better as practice goes on. I'm new to this car at this track, so just doing the best I can.
Well, you've got the race sponsor tonight. Give us a little bit about the
Uh,
SWC Autism Awareness.
yeah. Severe weather country is I guess how I would describe them is they do storm chasing, and they are very successful at it. If you go to Google, punch in severe weather country expeditions, you will find videos and pictures, and they are right up on some wicked looking tornadoes. It is so cool. And now they also own Twister the Movie Museum. So any kind of anything that was used in the Twister movie, they have those props there. It's really cool. But as far as the autism goes, uh, two two wonderful little children in the family have autism. Just found out my 6-year-old does. Fortunately, she has the high functioning, but it still doesn't change the fact that she's an amazing little girl. But I just want to get that out there and get people thinking about it. I mean, you never know, man. Who knows? We might have a breakthrough someday. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what it comes down to.
I can relate with you on that one right there. Our 5-year-old, or she's borderline on the prism scale. So yeah,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
really hits.
there's daily challenges, but it's nothing that we can't work through if we just put our heads and our hearts in it.
That and a lot of patience.
Yes, patience is the thing you have to have the absolute most of. But I tell you what, um, there are times that are so rewarding. Like my daughter and I worked on something today for quite a long time, and then And then I let her go for a bit, didn't say anything to her. And then when I had a chance, I asked her to read back to me what I was trying to teach her, and she did perfectly. So there's a way to get through. It's just you got to find how they learn. And once you figure out how they learn, you're golden.
Well, I guess we're fixing to see what you have learned, all these practice laps you put in, and if you can put it up there in the front and lead the charge tonight.
I'm going to do my best. If you've ever seen Tropic Thunder, when Robert Downey Jr., he's a dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. In the part of the movie, he says survive. That's basically what this comes down to tonight. Survive.
That is some good advice, John.
But man, I'm looking forward to this. Should be a lot of fun, and the talent in this series is unbelievable. It really challenges myself as a driver, and I enjoy that. That's what I want.
Definitely is a very uh, high talent level in this series. It should be interesting to see next series or next season who decides to move up the cup.
Hopefully, everybody who is really good moves up, because I'm going to stay right here.
Not coming back to cup with us?
Man, I want to. If my work schedule changes, I definitely will.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that earlier on, right before the season started. So hopefully we can get you back up in the Cup Series.
I would love that. I really want to race that new car.
I'll tell you what, it's a handful.
That's what I like. All right, I'm gonna go qualify and see what I can't do.
Brother, good luck
man.
tonight.
Thanks, fellas. Really appreciate it.
I think I put him in the right spot. Send him back down to north-south.
Yep.
Man, you've been a throwback tonight, Tony. Won't a few of these schemes? I think you've done your research on them. I didn't really get the chance to like I wanted to.
Yeah, I know a few of them. I know that. Well, I guess we'll wait until we see him on track, and we'll just kind of go through it. Is that looks like the 7 car?
It's
Jordan Miles. That is a Kevin Harvick Busch Beer throwback.
Speaking of John, he seems to be putting in a pretty decent lap at first. We put him up on P5.
Okay. That's right about what I was running in practice there, so that's pretty quick.
Yeah, he's able to soak in a 5, so we're going to see how that plays out for him. Can't hear me. Like I'm low, or you just can't hear me? There we go. Maybe that'd be a little bit better. Add a little bit of gain to my voice. See if that'll help a little bit. All right. Thomas out there keeping it in check. There's the one I'm going to be watching. That's the car I like. I'm kind of upset nobody's running the 7. I really wish the Alan Kowicki scheme would have made it. But you know what, Tony? I'll take that Debbie Allison scheme any day of the week.
Oh, absolutely. That scheme is iconic.
As long as he stays away from helicopters in the infield, it'd be all right. And that's still too soon. Greg knocked John out of that top 5, put him down in P6, but still, Rafferty, as expected, is on the pole. You think Rafferty, his sickness, you think he's going to be able to make it the laps tonight? I mean, we've got a pretty good long run tonight.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, Bobby's not feeling the greatest tonight, so I think that P1 starting position is going to help him out, make him feel a little bit better. But I guess we'll have to see.
I mean, 160 laps when you ain't feeling good, that's gotta really mess with your your body, I reckon.
Yeah, and not only that, like out front, probably not that bad. You can race your line, but man, it's hard to pass here. And if you get back in traffic, it's definitely going to test you even more, trying to get back towards the front.
And I got two right there. I don't know what he's rolling with. The one of Jermaine Gibbs. I almost thought it was a Wrangler throwback there for a second, just catching a glimpse of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is.
Well, they're fixing to grid up, and I got a typo in some words over there. We can fix that. There we go. ID option. Oh boy, I forgot about that. Well, let's see if we can run through them real quick, see if we can get a good shot on some of these cars. Get a good view of them. Oh, now, Tony, you're supposed to be telling me that good camera. All right, there we go. Looks pretty good. Sitting there on the pole, we got Bobby Rafferty. Yeah, the numbers are off. You dropped the ball tonight.
Yeah, that's a John. I believe his name is John Blewett III. Bobby can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but that's
a
Wheeland
modified driver, I believe.
Yep.
Starting right there on Jacob Denson. I know what that right there is.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, you're not a NASCAR fan.
Mm-mm. Looks great though, Earnhardt scheme. Joe sitting right there at 9. He's changed his up with Rockwell Animations, and here's the one we're looking at. Charging Charlie, he's got the dyslexic Davey Allison 82 instead of 28. So that's going to throw you off right there. Look at both of them side by side. You can see the picture of them both.
That's going to be a tough one to track tonight.
That is. Of course, we talked about Greg, his. There's John with the severe weather country. I'll get it right eventually. Zach Bucher, jump in a little bit closer since we're moving further back on the field. Cameras ain't wanting to work with me. He's running that AWG. I actually talked to him today for a little bit. And Mr. Antonio Williams up there in Canada, playing some of that CFL. Gary Sack. I don't know. You know about that one. We're going to go ahead and have that one put in post-race inspection.
Yep, that speed racer car.
Chad Wiggins running that north-south. William Reagan running that throwback Mountain Dew. Kind of a hybrid. Jump up there with Colt Carey. Got that Kellogg's Tony. Jordan Miles. We talked about him earlier with that Bush. Got Cody Riggs. I believe he's throwing back that Kansas Western University Esports. They're taking each other's jokes. Go to Orndorff. Pete Van Sprundle. Jeff Menlin. He's running that little tide. I think that might be just a little bit of Ricky Rudd there. Eric Warman. And Tony, it's fixing to get interesting.
Oh, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'll tell you, the side-by-side battle in here is going to be interesting because one little mistake, if you're on the inside, you're going to be hitting that car on the outside. One mistake on the outside, and man, you'll be in that wall, or you'll be hitting the car underneath you. So there's not a lot of room on this track to kind of avoid the wrecks. So it's going to be interesting.
So far, so good.
Better yet, it's going to be spicy.
Ooh, yeah.
Already got a pass for the lead here up in the front.
Whoa. Harkin dove it right through there in front of Robert. Took that spot line and took his joke too. Uh-oh, we got a little bit of three-wide battle back there. Starting to brew.
Yeah, I think Chad thought better of that. And, oh, we got a caution.
Caution is out. I'm not getting no indication of anything. Possibly. Jeff Mott?
Have
No,
I think
no, not Jim.
no. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what happened there.
I can't call it, Tony. I don't know it.
I'm back and watching right now, see if I can find anything.
Spree, Jim Mott running that Spree candy car. Man, them things were good.
Oh, I found it. 23 spun out in the front stretch.
23, Jeff Mendel.
That's actually, numbers are a little goofy tonight. That's my fault, but that's Jeff. He looked like he got on the throttle a little too hard off the corner.
Well, he's in that Tide machine, so he picked the right one to go on the spin cycle with. Oh yeah, that back end just gave away. Good control of him. I don't know if he hit the wall. I think he might have X'd out before he hit the wall.
I'm looking at the front of his car. I don't see any damage on it, so I think he's good. It's just going to be the heat in the tires that's going to hurt him. Seems like tonight heat is going to be heat in the tires is going to be more important than tire wear, because these tires don't wear that bad, but they get hot quick.
Well, two Fords out there in the field. That's going to be Cody Briggs and Preston Hornbeck. And I just caught, I'm a little bit slow on that one. Scoots, go, Gary, Sack, go. I just caught what they was talking about, took his joke. I'm a little behind, Scoots. So we can find the joke real quick. So we go back pretty flag racing. Probably gonna get a ban, timeout banned off this one.
Looks like we're about to go green here pretty quick. The lights are off on the pace car. Well, rack him up and do it again.
He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.
I was if he can get it up towards the front, but man, I'll tell you what, it's a pretty good battle going on everywhere right now, Tony. It's really hard to pick one spot to watch.
Yeah, I think Bobby's trying to hang on the outside, just like what happened to him on that initial launch of the green flag.
One thing
Got a
Bobby
little
is,
sideways there.
Bobby is good. He is good on his restarts.
Something happened to Colt Curry there. I don't know if he got sideways or what, but he lost a few positions. Caution.
Ooh.
That would be Bobby. And more wrecks in front of that.
I saw it. 28. Oh no.
Like him and that 7 car may have gotten into it a little bit there after the caution came out.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a quick slowdown. We're going to try to jump through it all and see what happened with everybody there. Started out with Rafferty, brought the initial caution out. I just wonder if he took that entry too hard or something.
Yeah, my assumption here is that he drove it in a little deep. Yeah, you can see when the flames start coming out of his car versus the car underneath him. I think he just drove it in a little too deep, and the car got away from him.
Oh yeah, he took it too deep. Looks like it didn't look like in contact. If there was, I don't say it was net cold.
I think he locked up the brakes.
Yeah. There he held him down, and then up towards the front, Joe Robert gets a spin. You can tell what that spin was off of. He looks like he just got on the gas too soon.
Yep, sure did. Back end comes around.
Right in front of the 28.
And that took the front bumper off of Zach Bucher's car as well, looks like.
I think Zach was on the receiving end of that one pretty bad. Oh, and Jordan Miles. He got his
Yeah.
put back real quick, but had quite a few. So that'd be like 3 cautions.
Yeah, something like that. That was rough. A lot of this race is survival, and I don't know, man. I don't know how many of these cars are going to be able to survive. A lot of them had pretty heavy impact on that front end. That's definitely going to slow them down. This track isn't real aero dependent, but you take damage on that front end, it hurts your engine a little bit, and then you're going to fall behind on pace. So we'll see what happens. If the car's still running, you're still in it.
Yeah, 135 more to go, so I think some of that damage may get fixed.
I will say the track temp is dropping, so it should be a little better. Down to 97-degree track temp. We started off at about 110, so it's cooling off for these guys. It's going to help them with that spinning the tires on the exit of the corner. Going to help a little bit under braking as well.
Here comes Speed Racer Gary.
Like Gary had that car stepping out sideways on him a little bit last lap.
Coach Curry and William Regan are having a nice little battle back there.
Seems like Colt's been right on that outside wall pretty much the whole start of this race. I'm not sure if it's he got put in that position and can't get down or what's going on, but he's been right up against it.
And 37, he had to get off of it pretty heavy. Oh, go back into the wall, and it's going to make Eric check up a little bit.
Got a caution again.
Jeff Medlin, looks like he went off the track. Boy, that tide is just... Take it off spin cycle, put it on, what, rinse or drain or something.
Something.
But hey, this ain't a normal easy track to drive, so I ain't going to be hating on any of them too much, because I sure as heck can do much better.
Yeah, I will say it doesn't look like he has any damage, so that's
see what happened with them.
It's not going to hurt him too bad. Just track position.
Yeah, it looks like he just got loose.
Yep, got it on throttle a little too hard, a little too much steering wheel in it, and around it went.
And luckily, wasn't nobody involved in it. He's got them locked up, so that's good track awareness for him and everybody else.
Yeah, he definitely didn't want to hit that inside fence there. There is a spot where you will get stuck and not be able to pull off of that fence. So luckily for him, he didn't catch the fence. I think these guys just need a little bit of a run here to kind of get in a rhythm. I think once we get that, we'll see a good long green flag run.
Yeah, we've got to get into the swing of things, I guess. That's fine. Right now, it's the only one that's up the biggest moves. Well, that's going to be Eric Warman and Jim Mott. Mott's up 8 spots.
Nice.
Oh, Charlie's kind of putting a chokehold there and slowing that inside line down just a little bit.
Well, and these two at the front are teammates, so that may be a little bit where Denson's taking the top and Charlie's going to let him down. So we'll see.
Well, Tony, you ran some laps on this track. Preferred line.
I don't. Bottom is the preferred line when you're not side by side with another car. When you are side by side, I don't think there is a preferred line. It's whoever can get on the throttle fastest and keep the car straight. To run a good fast line, you can't have a car on your outside or inside.
That's exactly like you said it. You saw him let Jacob down in front of him. That's going to put Greg and Joe battling for that P3 and 4 position right there, going into 3 and 4. Oh, Riggs and Wiggins getting into almost trading paint right there.
Yeah, they're pretty close. Yeah, you can see Chad gets a good drive off the corner, but man, if there's somebody right on you, it's really hard to do anything.
What about this one right here? Preston Hornbeck.
Got a good side-by-side battle for third right here. Gary Sack is kind of driving a real interesting line where he's cutting down to the bottom really early, and that may be a defensive move to prevent anybody from dive bombing him, but that really cuts off his corner speed doing that. Seemed to work for him though. He got up to P3.
There's that caution again, and we just talked about him. Jermaine Gibbs and Jim Mott. See if it was bad. Looks like Gibbs may have brought up the initial caution. Oh yeah, he went in there too hot.
Yep, I think he was trying to clear that 80 car and just drove it in a little too deep, and that's what happens when you get on the brakes just a little too hard.
Oh, he gets into the 14th and Rafferty. He got a 2-for-1 AWG special right there.
Like Jim Mott was able to make it through that clean.
I think he might have just dropped down just a little bit or slowed a little bit, and that may have what threw up the caution or the notification on my end.
Yeah, I think he did check up pretty hard just to avoid hitting that 7 car, I believe it was. So yeah, I'm sure he slowed way down.
Trying to see what kind of damage, if Rafferty has any on that outside, because it looked like he almost took a lick. Yeah, he's got some damage on that right side.
Oh yeah, it looks like that right front fender's pushed in pretty bad, if it's even there. He'll definitely lose some speed from it, but he's not out of the race yet. There's still a chance.
I mean, the way cautions are going, he's pretty much easy getting back on that lead lap.
And we will have another caution at lap 50 for the stage break. So that'll help somebody out, getting the lucky dog, maybe even a wave around or two.
Zach Bucher got caught up in that one.
Yeah, he's had a rough night from the start. He was in that first caution or second caution. Lost his bumper. Probably got caught up in this one.
Well, at least he didn't lose his bumper again.
Right.
It's back up here at the front. We're going to ride with Eric Warman on his root cam and see how these restarts are going. Well, it's not giving me the root cam. We'll ride with him in the cockpit. Oh, rig slides up. Three-way battle all the way up in the front. See if we can catch up there on that. Seems like Riggs is fighting that car right now.
It seems like he may be overdriving the corner a little bit. He's washing up pretty bad, so he may be braking just a tad too late, and that's sending that car up the hill.
Seeing right there, like you said, that track temperature has dropped down a little bit. It's at 96 right now. What did you say was that earlier? 98?
Yeah, 98, 99, something like that. Beginning of practice, we were somewhere around 110, so it's definitely cooling off. Looks like we got some cloud coverage coming in, so that's going to add some grip to the track.
Jacob, Charlie, and Joe's about checked out away from the rest of the group. You've got that nice little battle between Chad Wiggins and Preston Hornbeck right now.
Yeah, that does not seem to be going away at all.
I'm pretty sure Wiggins kind of wished he had given him a little bit of breathing room, but Bucher is off the track.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. It almost looked like he came out of pit road when I saw it, but I can't say for sure.
He was waiting for everybody to pass. Oh, he was over on the grass letting people pass, and the iRacing caution came up. So
Yeah, that was kind of a strange event there.
yeah. I'm not really going to say he brought that out and that was nothing intentional. That was a staying out of everybody's way. And iRacing thought, I guess, he had stopped.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of room to enter the track here, and you definitely don't want to pull up in front of cars that are racing. So he was trying to do the respectable thing and iRacing through the caution.
Barney ain't always right. Well, I'm pretty sure some of these guys that lap down was grateful for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Zach's car, his whole front of his car is pretty much demolished. See if we can get a backside view off of it. Look back from Jeff Medlin's car. He'll get close enough. Come on, get a little bit closer to him, Zach. Yeah, you can see right there, Tony. He has nothing left on the front of his car.
No splitter, no bumper, nothing. Should help cool them front tires down, though.
No frame, no game.
Well, Gonna have a short little shootout to the end of the stage, so I think things will ramp up here for those bonus points awarded for the stage.
John's hanging in right there. 7P5.
Yeah, he's been sitting 4th, 5th, 6th all night so far. Just keeping his car clean.
Well, we're a quarter of way through it, so
Yeah, once they get a low green flag run, those laps will click off pretty quick. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. I think these guys can get a little green flag run after the stage.
what am I gonna have to watch? I'm gonna see if Briggs can get that car. He's probably looking forward to that stage break, and then I get something fixed or something changed.
Well, and as hard as it seemed like he was breaking into the corner, I'm sure his tire temp is way up. So a fresh set of tires will definitely help him out a lot. I imagine we'll see everybody pit at the stage. And we're going green. Cody around. Oh, he saved it.
Oh, but
Big check
check
for the back.
Warren's involved.
Warman, the 42. There goes Cody. Pete. I think that's going to be our stage break right there.
That was just so much everywhere.
All it takes is for one little thing to happen in front of you, and there's just everybody starts checking up, and that seems to be what happens.
Couldn't catch up with it fast enough. It was everywhere. Cole Curry and Chad Wiggins look like they can stay out.
That's a bold strategy.
Pete Ben's
They're
probably
gaining-
stay out.
They're going to gain track position here, but I'll tell you, those tires have got to be hot right now.
Poor Zach's car is just being beat down.
Yeah, but he's still rolling, so you never know. Was he 3 laps down at the moment? He can gain those back.
At this rate, he will. Rafferty's making his way back through the field. He's back up to 12th.
Oh, Chad pitted. Maybe just stayed out to lead a lap. It's like Pete Van Sprundle pitted.
So Riggs and Curry stayed out. Now, this is going to be close, Tony, on how this is going to play on the stage break.
Well, I think that is going to be the stage break. So these guys will probably pit the next caution. They're gaining the track position now, but it's going to hurt them later. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
But y'all going to have y'all's hands full there sorting through that.
Yeah, that's about normal. It's like Cole Curry chose the outside.
But that car's been fighting Cody on that inside line. I do not know if I want to be on that outside.
Yeah, but I think you drive it a little differently when you're out at the front. He got sideways on the launch, spun those tires. That's going to open the door for the 79 to come through. Gary Sack coming through for third.
Got a
That was-
hornet's nest back there.
Oh, 37. William Reagan up into the wall.
Kept it clean.
Gary Sack around. I don't know what happened there. He took a lot of damage.
We can get back there on them and see. Whoa, 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 whoa. That just looked like... Oh, got on the inside.
Tried to stay off of the 79, I think, and just locked him up a little bit. And I honestly think he drove it a little deep and started washing up the track. And he tried to keep it off of him, and it spun him.
You can
And
tell
he
when
tried to correct it.
Well, it caught
tried
it
to-
hard too.
Yeah. He tried to correct it, and it just flung him into that outside wall.
I don't know if he's going to be speed racer no more.
Yeah, I don't know how much speed's left in that car after that hit.
But William Regan, let's see if we can jump back up. I just threw him the caution because he slowed down. He didn't want to hit nobody. He just stopped.
Yep.
Which he'd already had a little bit of issue bouncing off that wall, so he was probably glad for that anyway.
And I honestly believe that a lot of that started with the restart. Cody Riggs did not get a good launch, spun his tires, and that kind of jacked everybody up. And that is probably what caused a big chunk of that. I think Cody had some pucker factor there for a minute.
Yeah, he did. He saw that speed racer going across his hood. Good thing he didn't have the chainsaws, not the chainsaws, but what are they called on the side of them? The saws. I was talking about them earlier.
I have no clue.
Colt Curry and Cody Riggs, neither one have yet to come to the pits.
Yeah, for Colt here, he's just got to try and get a decent launch here. Those old tires, it's going to be hard to do. Looks like he's choosing the outside here, I believe.
You know Denson's going to love that, having that inside line.
Well, it opens the door for him.
So everybody's working it out. I'm going to tell you what, Charlie charging Charlie. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I think he's just hoping that Colt gets a decent restart and doesn't check everybody up.
Green flag.
Colt got a great restart there.
Jacob, I think Jacob hesitated on that one. There seemed to be a little bit of a bottleneck there.
Yeah. Not sure if Cody was a little anxious or if Jacob was slowing down, but Cody was giving him the bumper a little bit there. That may have thrown him off his game a little bit.
Those tires are not helping. They ain't affecting Colt too much, so.
Well, he's got the whole track to work with, though, too, where a lot of these guys are just trying to hang on to it.
You can tell right there those tires are working against him, so he's dropping.
Oh, Colt Curry. From the lead.
Ooh, we can see what happened on that one. I don't know if Jacob gave him any help or not.
Nope, he just tried to gas it up.
Sergeant Charlie involved a little bit on that. This is going to be a good old yellow flag run down. Jeff Menlin, after the issues he's had, it's all the way up to 7.
See, Cody Riggs decided he did not like those old tires. He headed to pit road to get 4 fresh ones.
Late, but smart call.
Yeah, it's just he's going to give up all that track position he gained by doing it instead of pitting where he with everybody else. He's basically going to start at the back of the field.
Preston Hornby, top 5. Moving his way up to the front.
Yeah, and Bobby Rafferty sitting there in 6th after that deal at the beginning. So very nice recovery for him.
Rafferty, one thing Rafferty is, he is consistent and persistent.
Yeah. Got the B&H boys sitting 1-2. John Neidick grabbed a couple spots. He's been kind of floating in between 4th and 6th. Now he's up to 3rd.
This is giving me anxiety here. If you're just now joining us, we're up to our 6th caution. 1 for stage break. Right on. Oh, 8th caution. I missed 1.
Yeah, one of them was a fluke, so we'll call it 7.
We'll go 7. Those lights are off, and you've got Rafferty and Robert kind of close to each other. John Neidick sitting in that P3.
Yeah, and I think this here is an advantage for 4th place because I think the 82 is going to check up the inside lane a little bit to give the 79 a better launch, which is probably going to pull Joe up. Oh, maybe not. Joe did not get a good start there. Rolling on the outside, but nowhere to go on the low side, so he just, oh, he got to drive off though. He's going to clear John Neidick for P3.
Neidick is holding that mid to high line.
Yeah, he was on the bottom and kind of just did not, I don't know, he didn't like that, or he was just getting beat off the corner when he was side by side with somebody, so he decided to go to that higher line. And it seems like he's defending it fairly well here. It's kind of giving him the advantage. Oh, wreck behind. The 42 goes around. I'm not sure if Cody Riggs got involved in that, but it looked like everybody else may have avoided that.
Boy, we are wearing the cameraman out tonight. Oh, he just sent it in too hot right off the get-go.
And I will say there's a fine line between maximizing the braking zone in the corner and just overstepping it. You overstep it just a little bit, and that's what happens. Looks like that 2 car got a little bit of it.
Nice little drive around by Jim Mott.
Yeah, just kind of been avoiding most of it. Been in a little bit of it, but kind of surviving.
Yeah, that 2 car, he took him a nice little dong on that one. He's still rolling. For now. Well, Hornbeck had got around Rafferty. Then that caution came out, but man, I'm gonna tell you what, John's sitting in a good spot.
You know, I think he has the advantage on this restart because he will be more than likely right behind the 79 of Jacob Denson. So if he can get a good launch, he'll be able to stay on his bumper. He should be able to get third place back if that was to happen, assuming that the 79 takes the outside lane and John is able to stick with him on the restart.
He's 72 of 160 in the book.
Yeah, a little less than 90 laps to go. Not sure what their fuel window is here, but I'm pretty confident that fuel is not going to be an issue. Tires are what's going to matter here. Tires and track position. I believe everybody has taken tires once, so they would at least have 2 additional sets of tires, unless somebody went into fixed damage and accidentally took another set of tires. But so these guys had 3 additional sets of tires. I assume that they can probably run somewhere around 100 laps in fuel. With the cautions, obviously, that might be even a little more.
You want to watch right here because these restarts, there's been a little bottlenecking going on.
Yeah, and I think that's the 82 kind of checking them up and letting the 79 get the line he wants.
Ooh, Riggs 7 added again of miles. Eric Warman, Chad Wiggins getting checked up. Chad into the grass.
Chad got in hot and tried to turn it down, but the apron took out 13 of Eric Warman.
Didn't look too hard of a lick, so maybe. We saw that one as it happened. This is why we have drop weeks. But we know what one person ain't here.
I will say though, this race track position is going to be king. So it's kind of fallen right into Jacob and Charlie's hands here with all these cautions. They just get to keep bidding out front, leading the most laps, controlling the restarts. Don't have to worry about anybody in front of them wrecking, at least until we get a longer green flag run where they start catching the field.
Look who showed up, Mr. Barkley out there. He's bringing that wallet tonight. I think John may actually. I'm not even saying nothing. I'm just shutting up right now. Oh, there's the foreign star. You know who these guys are. I bet they have got their hands full out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have my in-game chat turned up, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of people miking up here. It's just mainly, when somebody makes a mistake, they're apologizing or the leader calling out their lane. So I don't know if it's necessarily that terrible.
Here we go. Barkley one up. Matt. Here we go. The bidding war has started.
Looks like some cloud covers moved in here, so this is gonna add some more grip. Our track temp is down to 91,
Ooh.
so it is definitely cooling off. That's gonna make it a little more racy and may actually, cause some more issues. I guess we'll see.
Yes,
I
it's
think
rolling
people,
in. Looking like
I
a.
think people are gonna be able to push those braking zones and get on the throttle a little harder, but you really don't know where that limit is though either. So
And the
I
temperature
guess,
there is around 75, so the tires will start cooling off too.
yeah, I mean, I did some practice runs here. And when I was really pushing the car, granted the track temp was like 110. It 10 laps, those tires were, they started off at like 110, 112, and they were up to 220 in a matter of 10 laps. They're still gonna get hot, just hopefully not as fast. And hopefully they'll cool off a little better under the caution flags. I think we're pretty much single file now, a little bit of side by side towards the back.
What's got you all hot and bothered? Upgraded arch out there. And Connor out there, he's a little.
Probably upset about his sausages.
Here we go. Yep. As soon as you said it.
I figured that was coming.
You gotta take that up with Tony. Barkley's got a sausage for you.
Well, we've passed the halfway mark here. Joe Robert making a move on the 82. Charging Charlie here on the outside. Gets P2.
Yeah.
John Knight tried to follow him through, but I don't think that's going to work out for him here.
I'll tell you the one that's going to be watching. He's running a pretty good line. And that is Preston.
Yeah, Preston's having a great run. I think John's actually trying to run a more defensive line right now to prevent Preston from getting around him.
Seems Rafferty's kind of let off a little bit and a little bit of gap between them all.
And that may be just tires. That may be conservation. Trying not to heat those tires up too much. Might be trying to prevent any further damage as well.
Yeah, he's had a target on him. Matt and Barkley. Oh, Regan's around.
I'll tell you, my most exciting camera is failing me tonight. I'm completely missing most of this stuff.
Well, there's so much excitement, you don't know where to go.
Definitely pretty spicy. So 90 laps in, roughly 40 laps on these tires. Yeah, I almost think about pitting here. Taking 4 fresh, filling it up with fuel, and running it to the end.
We find out what happened with Regan here. That car that back in looks like it just gave away.
Yeah, I think he just got on the throttle a little too hard.
He was running that high line. Oh, a little
Well,
contact between him and Wiggins.
yeah, that was after he got a little sideways though. And I will say, and then Chad kind of washed up and finished him off there. But I will say, on that high line, it's really hard to judge how much throttle you can give it because you carry a lot more momentum on the exit. So if you're an inside line guy here, you've been running that all night, and then you go to the high line, you probably will put a little too much throttle into it and kick it sideways.
Well, last pit lap was, well, I was going to say, it was around 46, so we should be getting pretty close to it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, like, if it was me here, I probably would pit and just take that chance depending on the position I'm in. But, you know, some of these guys may just try to run this out on the same set of tires and fuel to the end from their last pit. I think if you're like mid-pack back, why not risk it?
Risk it for the spicy biscuits.
Of course, I could be 100% wrong here. I don't see anybody coming down, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody was a taker on that. I mean, if you're running back towards the back, mid, like you said, mid-pack, say around where Riggs is at, 7th, 8th, or 9th, you know, that's a jump you're going to take because you're only going to lose by 3 or 4 spots. The cars behind you are damaged. So you're going to be able to make time up on them pretty quick in a couple laps.
And assuming everybody in front of you has to pit again, you kind of leapfrog them because then you can stay out.
But with that said, that backfire comes later part around lap 40, 50, where yours ain't as good as theirs. So, you know,
Yep.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is. And also with that, you're also a little further back behind some of these damaged cars. How bad are they going to slow you up? Is something going to happen in front of you that you know you don't have time to maneuver to avoid? I mean, there's always things that can happen. But I will say, if you do exactly what the leader is going to do, you're going to be following them all night. You know, I believe DW said something along those lines, or maybe it was Larry Mack. But kind of what I see here, I think that was an opportunity there, a missed opportunity for somebody to try to do something different.
Ooh, the 82 got a little bit loose. It checked up Rafferty and Preston. Close racing, honey. Door to door.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's brought on by different braking points. I see some guys driving it in a lot deeper than other guys. So I think that may be why you're seeing some guys racing side by side.
Oh,
Cody
Riggs.
Riggs goes around. So that was a good move there. Didn't cause any contact.
37 got a little bit crooked.
Didn't put it on. Didn't give us a caution flag there. He was able to gather it up and pull on track. Didn't take anybody with him.
Oh, they're still clean.
Looks like he only lost 2 spots out of it. Hey, that's the best of a bad situation there. Oh, 49. Gathered it up. He was all kinds of sideways. That's gonna definitely drop him back. Looks like he's all the way back to 9th, 10th.
Look who's making the
Somewhere in there.
charge. Right there, Tony. Hey,
Yep, Eric's trying to work his way back through the field.
Eric and Dakota. Dakota is on the move with no front bumper.
Oh, Pete's hits the curb, slides up and towards the wall. I don't know if he caught the wall or not.
He caught it, but didn't stop him.
Gonna send him back to the tail end of the field.
Jensen's opening that door up from Robert, but Knight is he's staying right there with them.
I think John's kind of learning as he goes here. He's finding what's working for him. Seems like he's not driving it in the corner as deep as Joe Robert is, but that may come back to benefit him if we have a longer green flag run here.
He's kind of just staying in the mid of the track, so he's not putting that heavy burn on either side. And I mean, he's not really losing or gaining. Rafferty seems pretty content where he's at, as long with Charlie. So I mean, your top five seem like they're just pretty much driving.
Looks like it's a hornet's nest further back in the pack here, side by side, all the way back.
Norman and Dakota are leaning on each other heavy.
Oh, the 2 goes into the infield. Brings it back up on track, catches Warman. Oh, that's going to be major damage for Warman there. He's missing a hood. Cody Riggs spun around. I think he was just trying to avoid that.
Warman has not got much of a car left. We can jump back to that and jump down to it. Well, we had a pretty good green flag run there. Let's see if we can. Woo.
Yeah, I think this was after the fact. Yeah, the 2 looked like he got a little sideways there.
Yeah, we track the 2 down. That's Jermaine Gibbs. He laid on Colt pretty heavy right there.
Yeah, he did, and then I think he just kind of, Colt got a little sideways there. May have bumped him, yep. Put the 2 down in the grass. Colt did a hell of a job recovering from that, though.
Gibbs was doing good, but he just had too much momentum going on. I don't see him
and there was a lot. Everybody behind him, was trying to check up, but he came up on that track at a pretty bad angle, and Warman was already there. Nothing Warman could do.
Oh, and the checkup from Zach's what got Cody spun.
Yeah, but that, no harm, no foul there. He may lose a spot, but no damage to the car. Just, yeah, it happened, but it didn't hurt him at all.
Pretty good chance. I think Tony picked this one, actually. Send all hate emails to Tony.
No, I'm pretty sure I know who made this schedule.
I'm going with Thorns or Simon.
No. It may or may not be the person who made that comment.
I'm willing to bet it's an Xfinity egg, man.
To be fair, it was, for the most part, copied off of the Cup schedule. So I guess in a way I did, but...
Yeah, I'm dreading it this and tomorrow night in the trucks here.
I'll tell you, I love this track. If you can get some guys who know how to drive this track and can run it clean, this is a fun track to run. I may be a little partial because I have won at this track, but I don't know. I enjoy this. I enjoy this track.
You nailed it, Rowdy. You said it right on the head. It's a challenging track.
It is definitely challenging. I feel like this is a track that a road course racer is going to be good at, just because the braking zones, how hard you are on the brake, how hard.
Wait, you checked up on that inside.
managing that throttle, all of that kind of comes into play. So it's an oval, yes, it's a short track, but I feel like a lot of the same characteristics of how to drive this are very similar to road courses.
Tony, the way they driving right now, you think there's 5 to go?
I mean, there's 45 to go. And like I said before, track position is key here.
Colt Curry has found himself up in this mix. Man, that battle right there from about 3rd to 9th is nasty right now. There it is. No!
82 and the 44.
Oh,
and the 12.
Riggs us home slides it.
Yeah, but at least he caught it on the side of the car. I don't think that's going to hurt him too bad.
I think that might have done John pretty rough on that.
Yeah, he's still running. Gave up a lot of track position there, but I didn't see what happened there.
And the and the curse of the race sponsor lives on.
I'm going to have to sponsor a race just so I can claim that.
It looks like Nidek took a pretty hard hit. And Riggs, I'm pretty sure Riggs was just slowing down.
I don't know if John came up or what happened there.
You can find there's a decent one. We might get something off that one.
That may have been a kind of a combination of both.
Yeah.
The 82 was coming down a little bit to make the corner, and John was sliding up the track a little bit there.
And Riggs has already started spinning. He's seen it.
Yeah, he was trying to get hard on the brakes, and then he probably, had to get off of it to try and save it and upset the car even more. And he had it on lockdown that whole way.
Found a good parking spot right there on John's hood.
Well, got 42 more laps to go. I don't think we've seen the end of the spice. Definitely going to get even spicier.
No.
A lot of cars on pit road right now.
A lot of cars missing parts. About the only clean car. There's only about 3 or 4 of them out there. It's going to be Denson, and Robert his car looks pretty clean from what I can tell.
Yeah, it looks like it. Denson's got some damage on the back bumper. Nothing terrible. I'm surprised that 82 car is able to stay up there missing that whole front end. Bobby's car has got a little bit of damage on the front, but a little tiny bit on the back. Joe's got a little bit on the back.
I think a lot of that everybody's got on their back is from the restarts.
Yeah, there's been some serious checkups on these restarts.
$40 to go. I think John's front running might be over.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see, but I mean,
Greg Rogers is running up there with nothing, so
you can still win at this track with damage. It's just about getting that track position back.
Oh, 23 almost gets into the back end of Rafferty and almost puts him in the 45, but they calm it down a little bit. Colt is throwing the stamps. Have Secret Service checking that package as hard as he's sending it.
Yeah, but it's kind of tough. You keep sending it like that. All it takes is one little misjudgment and you're around. Oh, wrecking at the back. Pete Van Sprundle and the 12 of Cody Riggs.
Riggs, I think he's got that magnet on him tonight.
Definitely does. I think he's been in just about every one of them in some way, shape, or form. Oh, they were 3 wide.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. Like Pete may have bounced it off the wall, trying to give as much room as he could, and just kind of came together there.
Boy, the ticket bucket's going to be full tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's short track racing. But I will say this is going to be interesting here on the restart because the 79 does not have his teammate kind of holding up that other lane for him now. Joe got that pass made, so Joe's got the opportunity to try to launch even with the 79 and make that pass for the lead. Zach Bucher in the 14 got the lucky dog that time. So he gained one of his laps back. He's still 1 lap down.
Yeah, I mean, it may be going in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 other cars a lap down, so he needs to pass them before the next caution comes out, but he has the opportunity to get back on the lead lap here.
Jensen, Robert, 1 and 2. You know they're both good on restarts.
Yeah, with the restart zone, though, I think Denson's definitely going to have the advantage here. It's just how good of a restart can Joe get. You know, he's not going to be able to match him. Not with the restart zone. But as close, he can get as close as he can to matching him. That'll at least prevent that gap from building.
They both pitted top 3. Jacob, Joe, and Bobby all pitted at lap 108. Well, majority of the field did all the way back to 10th.
Should be going green right here.
Green flag, green flag.
Joe did not get a good restart there. That's going to open the door for Bobby. They're 3 wide behind him. Oh, and the 23 goes up into the wall. He turned it back into the wall to keep everybody. Oh, Jim Mott, Chad Wiggins, Gary Sack, 82, Charlie Harcum. They're all in a big wreck back there.
Oh my goodness, Cody Riggs may have just missed one.
He missed it.
It's a damn parking lot.
It is definitely a parking lot.
Yeah, I'm going to say that really started out probably with the 23.
Yeah, I think he drove it in a little hard. Trying to be like my back bumper on my car. Drive it hard. Drove it in a little too hard.
Well,
He
stayed up, Tony. I'm looking at the 28 right there.
Yeah, when that happens, it's typically not, that initial part that causes it. It's the checkups behind. So the 23 got sideways, did the right thing, turned it back into the wall, so we didn't collect everybody, but everybody else starts checking up, trying to avoid it, and that seems to be where everything went wrong. It just throws everybody out of their rhythm, and people are in a hurry to drive around it. I can't tell if that's the 82 or the 28.
It's the 82.
That was in there.
That's Charging
Okay.
Charlie.
I saw two of those. One of them drove through it, and the other one didn't. But you know that those checkups are what creates the mayhem
No,
behind.
correction. The 10 came in a little too warm.
Yeah, did he have any help behind him? I didn't see
He
that.
didn't have the help behind him. I'm going to say Charging Charlie is no longer charging.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of damage now. We'll see what kind of finish he can get out of it. If
So,
that car's still rolling, he can still gain some points.
run it back one more time. We think Riggins, is this the first one he made it through?
That's pretty close. He may have missed one or two earlier ones, but this is one of the few.
I believe this is one of the very few ones that Riggs has made it through in one piece. Yeah, Harcum and Rogers, they're done for.
Well, 27 laps to go. Do you think we've seen the last caution?
Oh no. I say we're gonna have at least 5 more.
Green flag.
Joe again did not get a good restart. That's going to open the door for Colt Curry to try and get the second spot.
Joe just sent it. He held on to it. It's going down back there in the back. John Nidek's trying to make his way back toward the front.
Ken got sideways there. He clipped the 23. 23's around.
Yellow flag.
Where's Riggs? Riggs made it through.
He made it through. I think the 10 hit the curb and washed up.
Come on, Connor, spit it out. You can't park there.
Honor, I think everybody's saying challenge accepted.
Yeah, it looks like the 10 got to. He got in down on the apron and
Yeah, he just clipped it and kind of tried to bring it back and clipped that 23 car, sent him around into the inside wall.
well, sometimes some broadcasting time ain't a good thing.
Zach Bucher gets the lucky dog. That's going to put him back on the lead lap. See if he can gain some more positions, get a decent finish out of this.
Yeah, especially that bad start he had to this race. Well, Exile is on the recovery.
Be about 20 laps when we go green.
Riggs, if he plays his card right, he's in the lucky dog spot.
Well, there's no other cars a lap down, so he's just got to try and not get into the next wreck if there is one, so he can get that lucky dog, get back on the lead lap. I think here, if I'm Riggs, I'm just kind of hanging back off the pack a little bit. He's got nobody on the same lap as him. And then there's no sense in trying to go and passing a bunch of cars here because they're not for position. So just kind of hang back, hope that caution comes out, you avoid it, and get that lucky dog, and you can start racing again.
We're seeing Riggs ain't even been around Rex. He's been caught up in
He's missed the last few though, so
it.
maybe he can get one more.
Coach Curry, he's surviving somehow.
And I will say he is driving it aggressively into those corners, so I'm surprised, and this is nothing against Colt by any means, but I'm surprised that he's able to, that he hasn't made the mistake that we've seen a lot of guys make where he got on the brakes just a little bit hard.
Colt coming almost to the heart right there on Barney.
Yeah, Colt kind of got stuck on that inside. Joe has been struggling with those restarts all night. That kind of checked up Colt. Gave Bobby the opportunity to get up there. Oh, 10 around. On the inside wall. He's trying to get it back on track.
Gibbs in the wall.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I think he's about done. You see all that smoke?
Yeah,
I think that's coming from his engine. I think he's done.
Catch a peek.
Had to have been something off the exit of the corner on the front stretch. Got to be coming off of the next corner here. Well, there's nobody around him.
It just gets loose, breaks loose
Yep.
on him.
Too much throttle.
And that's a hard lick right there too. Yeah, he's make ball.
That will probably be the end of his race. But that should put Cody Riggs in the lucky dog spot, so he should be able to get back on the lead lap, and then he can actually try and gain some more positions.
You see him making it around right now. So Tony, are you gonna pit?
You made your bed now. You can't pit. 16 laps to go. You pit. You end up at the back. No, not gonna happen. These guys are on the tires that they have. It's too late.
17th caution. Are we looking at a new Relentless Racing League record here?
I don't know. I have not. I try not to keep the stats on the negative stuff. So.
Well, it's always a positive if we can run an over/under.
Well, this restart, Colt's gonna have the outside lane here. So that may give him the advantage for P3, maybe even P2.
Yes, Joe's kind of he's been struggling on these restarts.
Yeah, he's definitely not getting the launch. And it's definitely checking up that inside row. The advantage has been the outside lane on just about every restart. So if Colt can get up to Jacob's bumper and kind of just launch with him, he will have a good chance for second place.
You got Rafferty right there in the middle of it.
Yeah, I just think that Joe's just what he's done all night, just kind of late on the throttle, late on that launch. I think it's gonna be an opportunity for Colt, and we've seen how deep he's driving into those corners where it may work out in his favor, and he may be able to get P2.
Green, green, green.
Colt got a good launch, and Joe did not.
The thing is, on the launch, Joe's able to recover going into 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's able to drive it deep. But Colt on that outside lane is able to gain the momentum. So I think if Colt can hit a couple of good corners, Joe got sideways there. That's going to definitely help Colt out.
Oh, done it again. He washed up.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, my
Joe
goodness.
used him up. Bobby drives through for P2.
Oh, a little bit of return to favor there.
Yeah, oh, Neidick,
Oh,
Gary
this is bad
Sack,
in
Jim
the
Mott,
back.
28, Greg Rogers, the 2, Jeremy Gibbs. That was a parking lot.
Riggs made it through again. Let's jump it back. Let's see. We'll find out who instigated that. Looks like the first one getting down in is going to be Rogers. So we're going to jump back to him and see what we can dictate here. Oh, these boys are racing back here in the back, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
That just looks like a little bit of Neidick and Rogers got into each other.
Yeah, it looked like Rogers was coming down the track a little bit. John was going up the track a little bit. That inside lane, you have to be able to go up the track a little bit, otherwise it just completely kills your runoff. And the same with the outside lane that Rogers was in. You know, you gotta be able to straighten that car out to gain any time on there, and they came together.
John Neidick has had such a great night. It's just completely turned around for him.
Yeah, I mean, short track racing, it kind of happens.
I'm
You know,
beginning
it's
to
not.
think it's the Madden curse with Relentless Racing League. The Relentless curse.
Yeah, I mean,
Every race sponsor we've had. Well, I take that back. Drinking Bros Racing. But
yeah, they pretty much
helps.
won almost every one of the races they've sponsored. So
Everybody else who has sponsored a race has just been demolished. I mean, Marshall Harris is a good example. Races he's sponsored.
well, to be fair, that stat's kind of lopsided because Marshall sponsored almost every truck race, so the odds are against him in that statistic.
All right, restart. Colt Curry inside, Joe Robert outside. We saw about 2 laps ago. We saw the aggressions between both of them.
Yeah, and we got Bobby on the front row now. We'll see what kind of restart he can get.
I'm gonna say if you're Preston, even if you're Jordan Miles or Dakota, you're sitting in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the end of it. 5 laps when they go green. I guess we'll see how aggressive these guys get.
Marshall just happened to be out there. He heard it. There we go. Colt's throwing in. They're 3 wide back in the back.
Oh yeah, they got it cleaned up. Looks like. No, they're 3 wide again. Oh, they straightened it out to 2 wide. And John Neidick goes around a little bit. That might bring the caution out.
And it did.
It's like Joe is pushing hard for that win right now.
So Tony, green, white, checkers. How many have we got?
I believe we have 2. Let me double check that. Oh, man, it's not showing me anymore. There should be 2.
3.
Oh, Matt says 3. So 3 green, white, checkers. I would not be surprised if we used all 3 of them.
That's what I was sitting there wondering.
I mean, get paid for them all. Might as well use them all.
I think we have not seen the because Colt Curry, he's still in the mix, and he's going to be. Oh, he's right behind Robert on this restart.
Well, no, he's going to be on the outside lane. He's going to be fourth, so he'll be right behind Denson.
Oh, on the wrong side.
So that's actually going to benefit him, I believe.
I think Curry's going to be behind Robert when they get straightened out, depending on who takes the high side.
Denson's been going outside all night. I believe he'll continue to go outside, which would put Joe and Bobby lined up on the inside, and then Colt Curry should be second line on the outside, assuming that Denson doesn't just, make me seem like I have no clue what I'm talking about.
Well, it's time to fasten your seatbelts up, tighten them up, sit up in your chair.
Definitely about to get spicy.
Oh yeah, tempers are fixing to flare up.
Well, if I know Joe, he's gonna send it, and I think Colt's gonna send it. So it's just a matter of if Joe can get this one restart. He's been struggling all night on the restarts. He needs to hit this one perfect.
Who's going to be the innocent bystander?
Honestly, if it happens at the front, it's gonna be Colt will be the innocent bystander, and Bobby may have the opportunity to win this just by being on that low line. Could even be Preston. Preston could end up getting through if they wreck at the front. Joe did not get a good launch. Sideways. Bobby's gonna go high.
Colt sent it.
Sends it. But Denson is gonna have that momentum on the high lane. I think he's gonna clear him. He does.
Wiggins threw it in.
Yeah, he washed up the track pretty bad. That's gonna hurt his momentum off. Corner.
I heard somebody just blew up.
Joe is back to the... Oh, Warman. Big hit. Charlie Harcum. Gary Sack. What? The white is out.
Checker's out.
I don't even know what happened.
You're behind. Denson, Robert, Rafferty, Curry. Yeah, we had some massive something going on back there. Jordan Miles and that pack. I think Wiggins may have sent it hard on that one.
How about that, though? Zach Bucher down several laps all night. Comes back to finish sixth.
Right.
Cody Riggs. In almost every wreck, comes back to finish seventh.
We've got that little... I want to say it. It's hard to tell if anybody threw it in hard on that one.
Chad did, and he washed up the track. 45.
Oh,
hit
Chad
the wall
jumped
a little
the
bit.
apron. Jumped
Oh,
into the
that-
back
yeah.
of Preston.
He drove it in hard and clipped the apron. That's what caused all that mayhem.
Speed Racer got through somehow. Ping pong balled through it.
Well, that was definitely a spicy race.
That was. Denson 1, Robert 2, Rafferty 3, Colt Curry. Boy, Dakota Orndorff all the way up to the top 5.
Yeah, he got caught up early. He was missing that front bumper almost the entire race. Same with Zach Bucher. They both made the best out of it. Same with Greg Rogers there.
Well, we're going to go ahead real quick and we're going to talk with Rafferty. He's under the weather and
We'll see if he has a voice.
see if he has any kind of voice. If he don't, I've got his script for his sponsors. We'll give out to him. Hey, Bobby. Well, you survived.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm turning on my headset and getting out of VR.
Well,
I did not hear a word you guys said either. I apologize. I'm a little bit slow tonight with being as sick as I am.
You survived. You had an incident at the beginning of the race. You stayed consistent, hit your marks, man. You turned it around to a P3, man. That last few laps, dude, are you blood pressure through the roof?
No, I'm just glad it was over. I'm drenched in sweat. I knew tonight was going to be rough. If my car could have turned after the my initial brain fart while running the outside with Jake up early in the race, I know better than that. I shouldn't have been hanging out there with him like that early. And when we made the contact, or I made the contact with the wall, it must have knocked something out that just didn't get repaired, and it wouldn't cut the center. But for having a dump truck out there to come home with a P3. I knew Joe was going to be super aggressive, and I knew Colt was really, really going to be aggressive. I said, you know what? Let's just take it easy and see where this plays out. Even if we come out of here with a top 5, it's a good night. It's a good recovery. And I really thought, Joe and Colt would be going hard at Jacob's throat, and I was right. And come home with a P3 because of it. Sometimes it's not the fastest car. Sometimes it's the smartest guy.
Well, that's a true statement because you played it smart all the way, nearly dead last, borderline a lap down, and a P3. So you played it smart, man.
No, absolutely. I mean, good night, good recovery for me. Unbelievably good recovery from Zach. Zach was 3 laps down and came home just outside the top 5. I mean, Jesus, you want to talk about a recovery. My recovery story is not the one tonight. It's Zach's. To come from 3 laps down to finish P6. Hats off to him, man. He battled his rear end off all night.
Yeah,
Damn.
we were just talking about Zach actually right before you hopped in here, and we were saying the same thing. He was multiple laps down for most of the night, was able to kind of just make his way back up to the lead lap, and then on that last little stint, he must have gained quite a few positions.
No, he did. He just, he's definitely not happy. We'll just say there's a few people that are no longer on Zach's Christmas card list after tonight, but he kept his head on him for the most part, and he put his head down, and he just kept grinding away and grinding away and grinding away. And about, I think we had maybe 50 to go, he was back in the lead lap. I said, see, now you're probably going to come win this thing with no front end on the car, and he about did. So I
Yeah.
couldn't, as a team owner outside of the league with Exiled Esports, I couldn't be more proud of Zach tonight.
Well, man, we're not going to keep you here too long. We know you're not feeling so good, so why don't you go ahead and give us those shout outs?
Yeah, strep and upper respiratory infection will do that to you. First off, got to shout out Relentless Racing League, all the admins, you guys rock. Southern Broadcasting Racing Network. Also got to thank my team, Exiled Esports, Ancient World Gaming, Premier Racing Setups, Next Level Racing, SimRap Market, Sword Design the Void, FGR Excel. I know I'm forgetting some guys, and I apologize to our partners because they're all great, but yeah, I'm about to go roll into the bed and pass out. You guys have yourselves a good night. Congrats to Jacob on the win. We're now tied back up for most wins in the league, so I think this is going to be just a back and forth with me and him, and great run by Joe tonight. He definitely showed a lot of patience tonight. So I'm actually really proud of Joe too, because if this was Joe 8 months ago, he wouldn't have finished that race, and the patience showed through that he ended up with a P2. So I'm damn proud of him as well.
All right, man. Well, go crawl into bed, get some sleep, and we will catch you next week.
Absolutely, boys. Y'all have a good night. Thanks.
Yeah, he is under the weather, but hey, still pretty good, finishing 3. See if we can track him down. The other voice at SBRN, Lord, he's going to talk our head off tonight. Joe, you was able to get that P2. You and Colt kind of wore each other out for a few laps.
I wish I could do. Wish I could redo that final restart though. I mean, it was pretty much between me, Bobby, and Colt for second. I mean, Jacob was fast. I think if I got a good restart in the last thing, I don't know if I would have got him, but he was slightly faster than me the whole race. But yeah, Colt was definitely giving me a challenge. Same thing with Bobby.
Yeah, it seemed like that was kind of your weakness tonight. Was those restarts? Was it just that restart zone working against you, or what was going on there?
Well, I'd say the restart zone was half of it, but I was also restarting everything in third, and I restarted in second one time, and I spun my damn tires.
Yeah.
I mean, I was restarting third the whole time, trying to just save the rears. I mean, the rears were getting torched anyway, so wanted to keep them cool at least on restarts and not kill them. Overall, it was a good race. Just couldn't find a way around Jacob, but hopefully it's enough points because I'm not going to be here on next week. So looking at the points, gotten the fourth place in stage, second place in the race. Hopefully that's enough points to where we'll be fine as long as no one outside the top 16 wins.
Well, I think you're fairly safe there as far as the standings go. It looks like there'd have to be a pretty good gap to come up and move you out, but
Well, I mean, look, when I was looking at the standings, pretty much my biggest threat is whoever's in 17th, and that'd be Medlin. So
right.
got at least a decent amount of points on him today. So as long as no one down there wins or has a good finish, then we'll be good. Not sure if we'd be high enough if someone under the top 16 won, but you never know. Just hopefully a good run last 2 weeks will pay off, and then we can really get going in the playoffs.
We got to get through Nashville Super Speedway, and it's going to start our round of 16, and the first one is at Talladega.
Yeah, I mean, I think super speedway races and a format like this, I don't like it, but I'm glad that it's at least coming at the start of it rather than the end or the middle. I don't like super speedways in general, but it's just going to be survive. Just don't get taken out, because if you get taken out, you're gonna have a large hill to climb. In Vegas, I mean, I think some of the guys with the bonus points are going to be okay, but if you're down there and only got a couple, like me, I might be able to hang on to that buffer. But how's the bonus points going to work?
So bonus points count towards your total points. They do not transfer over. The only thing that transfers, actually, it resets with wins towards the top, and then each person down gets one less point. So bonus points only count towards your total points.
Okay, I thought they were counting towards it. All right. Yeah, then I'm gonna have to climb a hill in, because I'm probably gonna be 15th or 16th if everything goes right.
Yeah, but you only be starting a total of 16 points behind the leader. So
they reset at every.
Yep, every round they reset in the same fashion, where it'll be 12-1 for the round of 12, and so on and so forth.
Right. And it's gonna be a rough. It's gonna be a rough race at Talladega, because there's gonna be a lot of guys who are gonna be hungry. But hey, got a good omen. We've been having a good omen with different numbers every week, because people are mistakenly joining. We got good with the 21, got good with the 9, so then we got to keep on doing that.
Maybe that 6 car is cursed.
No, I don't know. I mean, it won a championship last year, so it can't be too cursed.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I know what Jeremy's gonna be like. What do you got for shout outs, Joe? Well, to answer your question, Jeremy, it's you know, you two for doing the broadcast tonight, Jeremy for bringing in the Southern broadcast. I briefly heard Bobby talking about me, so thank you, Bobby, for your kind words. Good racing, everybody. Sorry I spun like an idiot in the first few laps and hurt Zach and Greg, and yeah. And thanks to Martin Sports and Whiplash Jim Cams for coming on board with SBRN too. It was a fun race, and look forward to Talladega.
We're gonna sit you back down there and don't go anywhere because I've got a bone to pick with you. So we will bring up Jacob
What kind of bone you picking with me, bud?
and see how Jacob felt about that. He stayed out front majority of the race. I think he had just a little damage on the rear end from those restarts. But man, Dempsey, congratulations on it.
Appreciate it, man. It was a good race.
Put the right person up there.
You got
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. Yeah, it seemed like I feel like there's quite a few people in the field that would disagree with that, but you definitely had the track position to avoid all the mayhem. So congratulations on that, and definitely had the pace to stay there. So
Appreciate it. And I think having that lead on the restarts was a big factor. You know, I've won a couple races at Wilkesboro before, and I've had to kind of the same advantage, I guess you could say, on the restarts. If you're the lead car and you can get that outside line, you can really put a pace on them.
yeah, it seemed like you and maybe your teammate there, Charlie, were kind of working together as far as the restarts go, where you were you were able to get the launch on him, and he kind of let you down and run your pay or your line, so it worked out to your advantage there. It seemed like.
Yeah, and he kind of he messed up a little bit there halfway through and spun his tires, I think, and lost some track position. And once you got back there in the pack, it was just kind of a free for all. It seemed like.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of mayhem tonight. A lot of people overdriving the corners, getting a little too hard on throttle on the exit of the corners, but short track racing.
Oh yeah, good fun.
Man, how are you feeling going into the playoffs? You've had a pretty good season. You and Bobby's pretty much been throwing wins back and forth. I mean, you're hitting. I was just looking at the schedule, Tony, and I just went completely blank.
You know, I look at that schedule and I see the tracks that we go to in the playoffs, and there's quite a few that I have had success at that kind of suit my style, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think obviously there's some wild cards like the Talladega that could kind of trip you up if you're not careful. But the Vegas, Chicago, Homestead, Auto Club, you know, those are all tracks that I enjoy racing at. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get through the first couple rounds, and if we find ourselves in that Final Four, I feel like we got a really good shot.
Well, I think in the position that you're going to be sitting in, I think you're definitely going to have the advantage at least going into the round of 12. So I don't think Talladega, as long as you survive the race, I think you'll be pretty well set. And then, like you said, you're getting into some good tracks for you.
Yeah.
I know Rockingham's kind of a handful in these cars, but
Yeah, I've run at Rockingham before and haven't had a lot of success. That's a tricky track. Wears the tires out real good. So I mean, we'll see what we can do.
yeah, man. Well, shout out to yours.
Oh yeah, definitely want to shout out B&H Racing. They've been on board with us for a long time. A lot of great stuff they're doing over there. Check their website out. I know you guys might see the duck through on the side of the car, which tonight we actually ran a throwback to the Skull Bandit. That's a favorite car of mine from years ago, and it's actually a local short track that I'm around it. It's a guy that drove that car for a long time. But normally we got the duck through gas station and the B&H Racing on the side, and then we got the Little Miami on the hood, of course. Really proud to have them guys with us.
Well, I assume that was a Harry Gant throwback there.
Oh yeah, had to,
Okay.
Harry Gant also, but like I said, we got a little dirt track. It's in Virginia, Southeast Virginia, and the years ago back in the '90s, a guy I knew that my dad worked with drove a Skull Bandit. It was a tribute to Harry Gant, but he drove the wheels off that thing, and I always liked the color scheme.
Okay. Yeah. Well, man, congratulations on the checkered flag tonight, and I guess we'll see what happens next week.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right, you have a good one.
All right, man. See ya.
Tony, it's came and gone. Another Monday night. Some survived and some didn't.
That is a very true statement.
Nashville Super Speedway tire management course, one of the last, if not the last, concrete tracks left.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that track. It's a kind of a newer one that we added to the schedule. We used it. I think we did some like an exhibition race there last year, and then it turned out pretty decent, so we added it to the schedule. Should be pretty fun in these cars. Like you said, concrete track, tire wear is going to be premium there, especially in these cars. They're already tight, but it should be a good one to watch.
Well, I guess that's about it. Gonna call it for tonight. We've got the trucks are gonna be here tomorrow night too, so that's gonna be how many cars did we have tonight? 18, I believe.
It was a good number. 19.
19.
Call it 18. That one was a fluke.
Yeah, that one was a fluke. 18. Let's see if the trucks can keep it under 18.
I think just about everybody is at North Wilkesboro this week, with the exception of the Gen 4 series. So you'll be seeing a lot of North Wilkesboro this week.
All right, on behalf of myself and Tony and SBRN and Relentless Racing League, Tony.
Well, I don't know if I want to say this after the night we had tonight, but keep it spicy.